Good evening, Robert Scribbler filming for the OBX Wave Report remote from Murrells Inlet here in Garden City Beach, South Carolina, as beautiful but small 1 foot plus waves roll in off the Atlantic Ocean here in Garden City Beach on the sets, and we get the little tiny waves in between the sets. A very placid evening with southwesterly winds blowing in my face, feeling all the good beach vibes right now with the exception of big waves. We have 0 big waves here. It's small waves, which is, I guess, a break. I wouldn't call it a welcome break after all the wonderful storm waves of late August and September. For about a month straight in the OBX between Franklin, Idalia, and Lee, which all treated us to some wonderful surf, and then we got a nor'easter and then Ophelia, so we just had all the waves in the OBX. But down here in Murrells Inlet, the situation is quite different, having to get back down to groveling in the small waves. And it's feeling like July again. All right, but up in the Outer Banks today, waves are pretty good in the range of 2 to 3 feet. Some semi-clean, semi-glassy, semi-choppy waves up there in the Outer Banks today. Out there in the waters here in Murrells Inlet, quite a lot of wildlife. Saw some spinner sharks jump in chasing the bluefish and the mullet, and quite a lot of fishermen out there in the water today as well. All right, so let's get down to some of the local observations for both the OBX and down here in Garden City Beach. Nag's Head right now, 2 foot plus, slight chop, east-southeast swell at 2 foot and 7 seconds. North wind at 10 miles per hour, air temperatures 77 degrees Fahrenheit, ocean water temperatures 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Up in Virginia Beach, 2 foot waves, a slight chop. Down in Rodanthe, 2 to 3 foot waves, semi-glassy conditions, east-southeast swell at 2.1 foot and 8 seconds, north-northwest winds at 6 miles per hour, air temperature 78, ocean water temperatures 75 degrees. Buxton, 3 foot plus waves, clean conditions, east-southeast swell at 2.9 foot and 9 seconds. West-southwest winds at 9 miles per hour, 80 degree air temperatures, ocean water temperatures 76 degrees. And at Frisco, 2 foot plus waves, slight chop. And down here at Murrells Inlet, 1 foot plus and fair conditions. All right, so in the Outer Banks, we do expect a shift in winds to the north and then the northeast coming tonight and then tomorrow, with some stronger northeasterly winds bringing in some larger waves by late Tuesday and into early Wednesday, and continuing on into Thursday. So for the wave forecast, wave conditions getting larger and choppier with those northeast winds. Here in Murrells Inlet, Garden City Beach, we do expect the waves to pick up a little bit, getting into the 1 to 2 foot range, but nothing too amazing. You guys in the OBX, look out for some big choppy waves in the range of 4 to 7, possibly 5 to 8 feet with the predicted northeasterly winds. Okay, so let's also get down to our expert reports from the National Hurricane Center. Right now in the tropics, we are looking at Felipe, who is a 50 mile per hour tropical storm in the central tropical Atlantic, moving west at 13 miles per hour. Expected to maintain strength as it heads west and turns slowly toward the north and west toward Bermuda. On this track, if Philippe continues it, Philippe will become a wave maker by later this week. Let's hope that is the case. The second system we are looking at is a tropical wave in the eastern tropical Atlantic. This disturbance is looking more and more organized and now has an 80% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone over the next 7 days. And then last of all, we have a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. This disturbance looking very disorganized as it heads west into the Gulf of Mexico, having a near zero, I'll repeat that, a near 0% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone, but nonetheless, we'll continue to watch it to see if conditions change and become more favorable for tropical cyclone development, because once the cyclone does develop in the Gulf of Mexico, it is likely to hit land somewhere. All right, so thank you for joining me for this evening session of the OBX wave report at Garden City Beach as we watch some small waves break in the placid evening hours as the fish jump and the light becomes more and more beautiful, gaining that tone of evening. And as we do, I'd like to ask you guys to please do everything you can to help protect our gorgeous coastlines from the impacts of climate change. Here in Garden City, we've got very, very low-lying land here. It's just a very thin strip of land, and as you can see, the dune is next to nothing, got blown away by one of many tropical cyclones to affect this thin strip of land. The vacation homes behind me are only about 3 feet above sea level, and with climate change driven by fossil fuel burning, this area is going to be one of the first to feel it the worst if we don't stop, if we don't transition to clean energy, because fossil fuel burning does generate rising sea levels, more intense storms that harm these environments that are so beautiful that we all enjoy. And in addition to that, it also drives ocean heat waves, which harm the health of the ocean environment and all that wonderful sea life that we enjoy, as well as ocean acidification, which is a major impact to our coral reefs and our calcareous organisms, which also support ocean health. So please, please, please do everything you can to help speed the transition to clean energy being wind, water, solar, and electric vehicles, and all of the efficiencies and sustainability that helps to support them. So thank you for joining me once again for this session of the OBX Wave Report. Groveling here in placid Murrells Inlet. Shout out to you as we look up at the moon. Shout out to all you guys up in the OBX. Hope you guys are catching some fantastic waves and are enjoying it. I will be back with you all shortly.